Chag HaAtzmaut Israel Briefers. I'm Rolene Marks. This is the Israel Brief. We are celebrating Yom HaAtzmaut today, Israel's 77th year of independence. And it has been a crazy 24 hours. So this Israel Brief is going to be more of a chat with you guys than a formal brief, because it really has, it's been quite a few hours. Now, you might hear some noise in the background. Those are all our neighbors. Everybody's at home celebrating. Unfortunately, because of the fires, the people of Israel have been advised not to go to the national parks and forests. So we're all at home, or we're all at each other's homes, and we are celebrating. But it is day 573, and we do remember that amongst our celebrations, we also think of the 59 hostages still being held in captivity. And we want them home. After spending the day in the south yesterday with bereaved communities, on Memorial Day, a day of profound sorrow for the people of Israel, that we still have 59 people in the hell of Gaza. 35 we know are deceased, 24 believed to still be alive. It's absolutely untenable. We want them all home now. So let's take a look at what has happened in the last, I'd say, 24 hours or so. And as I just said, this is going to be more conversational. This is me chatting to you, my Israel Brief community, rather than doing a formal news broadcast. So when I last spoke to you, I was at the Nova Memorial site in Re'im in southern Israel. And it was a very short video yesterday. I would have loved to have shown you more. But the winds yesterday were so strong. In fact, I think I swallowed half the Negev desert. Now, of course, many of you will know that the Nova Festival site was attacked by Hamas on the 7th of October, those infamous scenes of people running for their lives. And yesterday was a profoundly emotional and moving day in the south, spent in different places where communities are still so profoundly bereaved, very close to the border with Gaza. In fact, I could see with my mind's eye what Gaza looks like, the level of destruction. And here we know that in order to understand what has happened above ground, you have to understand what is happening under the ground. To see families standing outside the roadside shelters, the miguniot, remembering their loved ones that were murdered on the 7th of October was profoundly emotional. And because in Israel we have this roller coaster of emotions over 48 hours where we move from mourning into celebration, you really have a sense of appreciation for what we have and the tremendous price we continue to pay with fallen soldiers, with acts of terror that have happened in our history. And for us, the wounds of the 7th of October are still very fresh. So with that said, as our delegation was leaving the south, we got news that the roads between Jerusalem and Tel Aviv, some of them were closed as a result of fires. And let me tell you something. I've lived in Israel for 15 years now. We've had fires during my time living here, some bad ones in the north a couple of years ago, but we've never had anything the size of this. It spread very rapidly from the outskirts of Jerusalem all the way up to close to where I live in Modi'in, in the center. In fact, many people had concern for my husband and I maybe having to evacuate with our city, but thank goodness we weren't in immediate danger. However, when I got home after being stranded for a while, the smoke was so thick. It was so thick that it was really hard to breathe. and the roads were completely clear of cars except for emergency vehicles. It was very, very eerie. So let's take a look at what transpired. So as I said yesterday, it was extremely hot and very, very high winds. In fact, it was at times very unpleasant in the south, as the winds were very, very strong. And literally you could see people in that stretch between Jerusalem and Beit Shemesh, which is very close to where I'm in Modi'in, abandoning their vehicles, getting off the buses and running for their lives. Some of the photographs that have been captured are really extraordinary. There's one that sticks out of a policeman on a motorbike evacuating a father and his small daughter, and he's riding and he's got his arm across the two of them on the back of the bike to protect them. And I really just want to take a moment and salute the Israel Fire and Rescue Services, the police, the first responders, Magin David Adom, Zaka, United Hatzalah, the IDF, the Israel Air Force, various units helping from the sky, helping on the ground, ordinary citizens, the people evacuating animals, and everybody, all the organizations, all the people, all the institutions that are fighting fires and that helped yesterday. Now, as we stand now, all evacuated communities have been given the all clear to return to their homes, but it is believed that this is the biggest fire that Israel has seen. Now, there's some speculation about what started it, and fire and rescue services say this is still under investigation. It is believed it was started because of the weather, and it could have been a reignition of the fires that we had last week. However, Hamas took to their social media encouraging people to go out and set fires. And Prime Minister Netanyahu a short while ago said that at least 18 people have arrested for starting fires. We know that when there are fires, there are opportunistic arsonists that try and ignite the land. And I just want to say something, especially to Israel's critics. Those who love the land do not set it on fire. Okay, I'm just going to say that. So where we stand at the moment is that firefighting crews are still on site at least 6 different places fighting fires. Foreign firefighting planes have started to arrive from countries like Ukraine, Cyprus, France, Spain, Italy, Croatia, Cyprus. I think I might have mentioned that. So we do have those firefighting planes, including, we are hoping, the big super tanker from Greece starting to arrive to help us put out these fires. Thank goodness the weather today is a lot cooler, and funny enough, and for you, my spiritual friends out there, it actually started to rain last night in parts of the country where there were fires. You tell me Israel is not protected by the hand of a higher power. Yesterday, 163 crews were working, putting out fires, and the last I heard was about 155. Hadassah Hospital in Jerusalem asked people only like critical to come. The hospital gave the all clear earlier today that everything is back and functioning as normal. Last night, Yom HaAtzmaut celebrations across the country were cancelled. Our city, Modi'in, was the first city to take the decision to cancel Yom HaAtzmaut celebrations, and it has been advised that Israelis do not go into the national parks and forests. Last night's traditional torch lighting ceremony also was cancelled, and the dress rehearsal was screened in its place. Good thing we do dress rehearsal. So we made that transition from Yom HaZikaron, a day of mourning, to Yom HaAtzmaut, a day of celebration. I mean, it's just unbelievable. And my adventure yesterday, our bus got back to Tel Aviv, and long story short, I was traveling with a phenomenal young guy who has served in our army, and we had to take a bus to get to the train station. Once we got to the train station, we literally ran and got the train as it came in. It stopped at the airport because the railways were closed between the airport and where I am in Modi'in. We then managed to get a cab from the airport to Modi'in. And by the time I got home last night, covered in schmutz and sand and smoke and heaven only knows what, I literally kissed the ground when I got into my apartment safe and sound. I was so happy to be home. But Israel is proof, first of all, it's never boring here. And Israel, in this your 77th year, can we please have a boring year without everything that has been thrown at us? But we are also a testament to absolute resilience and strength, and we can take whatever is thrown at us. And I just want to say, and I'm going to try and do this without tears, Israel, Israeli citizens out there, I am so damn proud of you. I am so proud to be Israeli. Not only are we a country that's thousands of years old and 77 years young because we have returned to our ancestral homeland, we are living proof of of Zionism, which is nothing more than the national liberation movement of the Jewish people. We have turned the desert green. We have been attacked on all sides in the last nearly 19 months, and we are still standing. We have won an unbelievable amount of Nobel Prizes for our contribution to the world, to society. We continue to lead the world in so many different fields, in technology, in agriculture, in water technology, in medical breakthroughs, in AI, in so many different spheres. In fact, for Israel's detractors out there, just get over yourselves, because the majority of what you sit and you use on a daily basis comes from our know-how. I've spent time with young soldiers and can say without a shadow of a doubt, they really represent the best of us. I have seen these kibbutzim devastated and decimated, picking up their pieces and rebuilding. I have seen the miracles that we perform in the desert where we have made it bloom. I marvel every single day at our phenomenal country and its true treasure, its incredible people who are resilient, who are strong, who are forward-thinking, who are generous, who are full of chutzpah and full of spirit. And even though we might have our disagreements, and boy, they can be heated from time to time, it doesn't matter here if you're left, if you're right, if you're in the center, if you're religious, if you're not religious, if you're a minority community, we are all proud to be Israeli. Am Yisrael Chai, Chag Ha'atzmaut Sameach, everybody. So before we go for the weekend and I go to have something with alcohol in to celebrate Yom Ha'atzmaut, I'm going to take a question, an audience question from Stephen, and he wants to know, and yes, it's a bit of a difficult question, but it's an important question. How do Hamas, or where do Hamas hold the deceased hostages? And from what I understand, they're basically just buried either underground or in the tunnels. This is according to soldiers who have been able to retrieve the remains. And this is why it is such an imperative that we return them home for dignified burial. And also, I know you guys tune in for your mentions and your morons. So the morons of the week are those 18 who are using this difficult time to set opportunistic fires. And the mentions and I've already mentioned them and I'm going to mention them again, are all our firefighters, police, first responders, allies, civilians, every single person out there fighting these fires and keeping us safe. You are eternally our mentors, and we owe you a massive debt of gratitude. So guys, that's it from me for this week. Please don't forget to check out our website at www.layoftheland.online. Our YouTube channel is right here at the Israel Brief. If you like our content, please share, please subscribe. I noticed that our numbers or our views are growing on other social media platforms, which is great, but we would like to grow our YouTube community as well. So if you like us, hit that red subscribe button and share. What did I say? We're on Facebook at Loddle's site, on Instagram at Rolene_Marks, on LinkedIn at Rolene Marks, and I always leave one out. Oh yes, it's X at Lay of the Land 5. So guys, Shabbat Shalom. Have a wonderful weekend. God bless you all. Once again, Chag HaAtzmaut Sameach Israel, and I will see you again on Monday for your Israel Brief. Bye for now.